Okay, I think I'm on. I think it's on. So here we go. Get in my little cubby hole. This is going to be a live video chat show for adults because we like to do arts and crafts with sharp things like scissors and needles and heat guns and glue guns and dangerous electrical items. But we're also a chat room where we chat with the group in the chat and we mingle. We mingle around. So, with that being said, I'm going to see about finding the chat room here and seeing who's in my room. Because if there's somebody in there, I think there's somebody in there. Let's see who it is. Look at you all. There's 4 of you. There's Angela and Sharon and Teresa and Margaret and Shannon. Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome. Come on in. Have a seat. Sit down. Kick your shoes off. Sit back and relax. And watch me work tonight. I'm gonna work so hard. I've been uh, involved in some swaps. I did buy me some new Sharpies. I needed them really bad. Um, I'm in several swaps, and I'm winding down. I've got Kellyanne's is ready. All I have to do is address and mail. And then I have a couple of prizes that need to go out. And I was putting just a few little tidbits in there. I don't know what they won. They won something. Something I was giving away. I don't remember what it was. I hope it's in there, that whatever it was. I hope it's already in the envelope. And then I've got some envelopes to respond back to. I'm in a postcard swap, and I think I'm done with that too. It's probably done. I'll check those envelopes. And then I got some more Happy Mail going out. So, and then I got my first stamping swap returned to me, and I'm going to keep that one until I get the rest of them. So this is going to be my mailbox right here. So there. So, let's see here. I think I'm done with the Under the Sea. So I'm going to put all of this up in this envelope, in this paper here, so I can put it away or do something else with it. But I got a lot of sea. Anything under the sea is right here. And I had some extra papers. And I am sorry to say that I lost my, they're here somewhere. I lost my seahorses. But I'm not going to cry about it as I cry. I'm not going to cry about it. It'll be all right. But I tried to abide by the rules that were on for each one. And I want to get to this someday, carving. That's why I'm sitting it out here. I want to carve some new things. And I got those pink erasers. Joe bought them for me, so I wanted to do those. And I left them out so that I would, remember to do them. But I don't have time to do them right now. So I'm still working on other stuff. I got to get my swaps done. And I'm getting there. It's slowly but surely. I'm doing it. So then Believe it or not, I got a little bit more room over here. Look, it goes all the way over to there. That's more than 12 inches. Last night I only had 12 inches of space. So I was on last night with Becca. Becca's doing the 100 days prompts every day for 100 days, and it's a prompt game every day. So what I've been doing is um, um, I made this book up, and I made it with grocery bags, and I put in two more signatures. Yes, or yeah, two more. I got two more in there, and I'm getting ready to put another one in. And I need five, and I've got them over here. As a matter of fact, I ought to put them with the book so I don't so I don't lose them. But these are going in this book, and I did the Coptic stitch on it, and you can't even see it on this page hardly. You can't because I used brown thread to sew it in. But this was day 1 and day 2. And then last night, I was on with Becca and we did day 3. So this was 3. So I don't have to do it today, but I have to do today's. But I don't have today's prompts because she's not coming on until 9 o'clock. So I might have to do a little. I either have to stay after school and do it here, or if she invites me to come on, I might go on with her and do it online with her. We did this online last night. Dana and I was on with Rebecca. So if you're interested in doing this, and I'm using a half a page, and it's working out fine. It's working out just fine, and I'm liking it. So that's what I plan to do for 100 days, and then I got these little halvesy pages. So I'll do one on that side and one on that side. So I had one garbage bag. I think I could get 20. I can get 20 games in one grocery bag. So I've got 5 grocery bags in here, and that should do it all. And I'm tying them in, and these tassels here are going to eventually have some decoration. I'll have some beads on it before we quit, and that'll just be later on, much later, because it gets in the way now. So that's the story there. So I don't have anything to do on that tonight, and I need to go find Joe. But the other things that I'm doing is I did the envelopes. And I think I finished with the postcards. But anyway, they're not due out until like uh, July 15th, and I'll have them out at this point. I should have them out by the 1st of July. And then the other one I'm doing is a flower trade. I'm doing a flower trade with Aunt Beck, and I'm felting flowers. So let me show you what I've started. And I've got a little bit more felting to do. And it's all right here on a tray. So here's my felting. And I know that there are some new people that have never seen me felt. I don't think. Maybe not. Or at least for a while. So if you don't know what felting is, you use a sharp needle and some wool, and you felt the wool together, and you make something. So this was what this was. This is the wool that I buy, and this is the flower. So, and then I made these 2 the other day. So you have to have some kind of a sponge or base so that your needle doesn't hit the table and break, because these needles are so thin they will break. but the needles have these little barbs on the edges of them that snag the wool, and the wool snags down and then it snags back up, and that's how it interlocks each other. So I am going to do this. So I'm going to run over here and get Joe, and we're still early. It's almost got 2 minutes, but anyway, I need to go get Joe, and then I'm going to come back and felt some more. I'm going to felt some more. So, and then I have more colors right here. Oh, I have another flower made up. Good. That'll go to my collection. So the subject is flowers, and I will be sending my partner some flowers in her envelope, and I'll send some to Beckett. I mean to Becky too. So hang on just a minute. I need to go get Joe. See where he is.
Hello, hello, ladies. How are you doing this evening? Beth's taking some care of some things, trying to get settled up. I just want to give you a call and give you a shout out there. Hey, Angie Brown, how you doing? Walking again. Oh, that's great. That's great. The hot, yeah, it's 95 out here. Uh, it's been jumping around there on us. There's Cassie. Hey, Candy, how you doing? Hello, hello. Good to see all you all. Carol, hello. Hello. You're a quiet little corner. Yeah. I tell you what, this weather's really been it's getting angry. Some of these places is getting one of the guys this morning was talking about the we went to a little breakfast. I go to a men's breakfast that group and they they were just right behind me, and they got over to the garage where all the guys get together and work on cars and stuff. And they he said that they had two downpours that were just unbelievable out of the sky. And the thing about it is, it was strange. I told him, I said, I just seen that last night on the news that they were having issues with the downpours from these little tornado blasts that pick up the cold air and drop the hot air down and go through there, and that's what is causing all these flash floods that everybody's having. So I hope none of you all are in those situations, and uh, I sure hope no one gets uh, in bad trouble for the weather factors and making the wrong turns or the wrong decisions. Just think about what you're doing if you are in those places, because there's so many people down here that in Florida, the water, they don't take it. They just take everything for granted, and uh, they're not taking care of you know everything they should be watching. Hi, Kellyanne. How are you, darling? Good to see you again, and uh, glad everything's going good with everybody that's thinking about participating in this show. That best doing. I'm not real sure that what she's got on mind tonight, but she'll be working on it. I'm sure real soon, getting things together. 'Cause, uh, but yeah, just I see several of the people that are normally here. I really appreciate it. There's Teresa Church. Hello, Teresa. How are you doing? Good to see you, honey. I hope you're in a good, safe place, and the weather that's coming through the middle of the United States and falling down the the ocean side there's running down. I don't think it knows what it wants to do either. So y'all take care of yourself, and so you can stick together on the YouTube and get, you know, keep good good communication with each other. It's nothing like that. I was trying to talk. There was another friend that I was talking to today. I went over to that car show, and his wife, she does YouTube, tubing, and she's in multimedia, and they do uh, different things. She didn't really her husband didn't really tell me exactly what she done, but she been doing it for a little bit too, trying to get into it. And but I know Earth Janet Nash. Hello, Janet. How are you, darling? Good to hear from you. You're almost about the farthest way from from us than the rest of the girls, but it's so wonderful that the studio and everything has the opportunity to share each other together and work together and just be a fellowship that you need and that all of us need to have friends here and there and a great thing to be have friends like that and that you can count on and need to be seen and run kind of not run around with, but run around on this YouTube channel and streaming, and yeah, it's nice. Well, listen, she's going to be here probably in about 5 minutes. She'll be back over here, and she's taking care of some stuff with so, so yeah, and we've had wonderful weather here today. But we had some cloud bursts come up from some Miami was the Miami looking down the Miami Way, which is 250 miles from our house. They had some layers, monster layer clouds. I mean, uh, we were outside a little bit earlier, and I told Beth, I said, yeah, I said, it's coming. There's going to be some weather coming up this way, uh, and it's just so strange how the weather always does. They're getting into and it's going to have a little issue going all the way over into the Mexico area, and possibly going up their coastline over there in Mexico. So I hope they don't have any bad weather and things don't get, they just Texas got stomped last week over in the water that cloud burst. It just come up and really washed out some parts of Texas. I don't think any of the girls were involved in it or anything, but I'm sure they got a lot of rain periodically because we had rain twice, and while she was online last 2 days ago, and after I stayed, of course I stayed up, and she was with you all, and she went to sleep. She's wore out, but yeah, it's this weather at this time of the season. You could get the same thing up north than you can down here, and because it comes right through. But I just hope we don't have anything really severe this year. I hope we can uh, uh, get through it. And like again, I hope everybody's doing okay. There's the Art Junkie. Hello, hello. Good to see you. And Janet and Kellyanne and Sharon Lombard. Hello, Sharon. We're doing fine. Everything's going good. She'll be here in a few minutes and get, get that ball rolling. I know a good time to, like I say, get together and just think about the ones that are less fortunate than us and just say a little blessing for that and I don't know. It just relieves my pressure off of myself if I say something nice about the people that are in uh, less fortunate than us, and ask Jesus to bless us each day and for to do good in His eyes of what we try to accomplish here. And I know that there's a lot of people that appreciate it, and we love each and every one of you ladies that's involved in her her streaming and stuff. Um, she likes to help. She's always helped uh, a lot of people that need it at certain times. There's always somebody that needs it. I don't care how strong you are or how big you are. There's care, the loving care that some of your friends give you, and just to know that they're always there for you, or you can always come to you, or just talk to you. So, and there's Juju. Hey, Juju. Hi, baby. How you doing? And uh, Candy and Ginger, the cat lady. I don't know your first names on first basis, but we love each and every one of you, and hope the day is showing well for you, or this week that you might not have been in any situations with the weather. Uh, there's Margaret. Margaret, hey, how are you doing? Good to hear you and see you. Uh, I think, yeah, I think New York got a little bit of rain too. That's rain's just coming through like a blizzard in land or the Alaska weather. It's nasty. Yeah, and so my mom got a new car, Angie's mom, and good to hear that. You got to have a good car to get around to where you need to be and keep things done. There's Aaron Man Morrison. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. It's good seeing you, and I hope things are going good with your family. Linda, I seen you the other day, and right there, yeah, Ginger, and I'm just kind of sitting in for her there. She wanted me to come in here and talk to you ladies, all you wonderful ladies, not just the ladies, all you wonderful ladies. I know how it is. It's a rough world out there, and it's hard to keep straight situations and stuff. I just hope everybody's having a good time with the life that they're living and everything. I hope if there's anybody that's sick, we love you. We'll pray for you on and off when you have issues. Uh, I don't do any crafting as much as I do uh, keeping the crafter available. But uh, we enjoy doing this crafting because it's best mission to do this, and uh, her mother was a crafter, but she was a home-based crafter. She wasn't into. There was back then. They wasn't into the computer system and everything, and so Beth has got this in her brain naturally from her wonderful mother, and she was a wonderful mother, and my mom was too. She's a good Christian lady, and but let's see, Juju, and at this point, Mr. Joe, I'm thinking about Bernie up, hurrying up. Okay, and I think let's see. I know she's got a time limit. Like I said, I was talking to one of the friends of mine. His wife, she does multimedia, like, and they do paintings and stuff, real similar to what Beth does with you all. And of course, she always likes to always have you as a participation and to to come up with ideas that she enjoys trying to do, even though she's probably done it once or twice in her life. But she likes to be uh, the narrator of something exciting, because she likes to do exciting things, and she does a great job. There's a lot of girls, and I started when I first she first started. I tried to tell everybody, it's not, everybody. God's give everybody a different hand, and and everybody does not do the same thing. Even if they're the best, those people that are the best are the ones that are there, and He put his everybody in the way to help others, and that's the only way. And that's just an awesome thing that we can, if He lets us do what we want to do, He gives us the strength to do it because we have faith in Him, and He's our provider if you use Him in that way, and He wants to be used in that way. And so um, there's a lot of great ladies that are involved in the best YouTube, and I just like to say I thank each and every one of y'all for being involved, and it's just a larger family. And when you have a large family, you have a loving family, and that's what it's all about. So I hope that I don't know if I'm even loud enough for you to hear me or not, because she's got a wall. She's got a wall of. I'm on the other side of her her mountain. When she hollers, "Oh, I had a crab avalanche." Well, I get to sit on the other side of the mountain, so I'm not sure whether you can even hear me over where the speaker is. Uh, but I know there's a lot of fine ladies in her group, and she really appreciates you all just unbelievably. Um, there's no doubt about it. And matter of fact, I offered to take and I tried to get her to go with me today, and uh, the fellow that his wife does YouTubing, uh, but and everything that she does, and he says, well, why don't you try to get her to kind of get in touch with my wife and get hooked up with him. But I don't know. I know him fairly well, and I told him to watch, what was going on tonight and stuff. So they may be watching. I don't know. I don't know how to bring them in and take them out to get them set up. So I'm not. She's more of the crafter and the person that takes control of what they decide. What you guys want to do, and and helps with straightening, giving me ideas. But like I was getting back to was saying, I'll get off track here. Uh, we have uh, the opportunity to show somebody, you know, and what you might think is yours that's not that good might have a special twist for somebody else that might be watching or showing, looking for that security that you might be able to be offering her or him. And we, and that's even the guys, they need to be, uh, have the same ability to lighten themselves in a wonderful way that God wants us to be enlightened. And I just hope that, again, like I said, I hope everybody's doing well. Have you heard from somebody in the house, the yard? Well, our yard, I don't have any water in the yard right now, so the yard's okay. I didn't get how's the truck? It's fine, Janet. Yeah, everybody okay, Angie? And I hope that I love to listen to you, Janet, the way you uh, talk to the chat room and the stuff because you have a second sense of uh, talking and just there's several of you girls that are like that. I've watched because I watch just about everything Beth, uh, not just Beth's but Gerald's also about and that Juju, I just don't know about her. She's just different. On the back 40, there you are. Yeah, you're so sweet. I love all you all and Beth being here. And like I say, she's just about got things done. And but oh yeah, safe travels for Aaron. And yeah, Beth's mom she was a school teacher. Actually, Beth didn't even. That's why Beth's so witty on all the stuff. Is that, and she was a school teacher, and her brother was a professional contractor, and her dad was also, and so she's come to a regiment of wonderful uh, father and mother and older siblings, and had a few younger siblings that you know really knew a lot about the way of life and wonderful Christian people they were and um, and this is like say this is best Christian atmosphere that she likes to put out for everyone else, and she just loves being a servant. Like I said, she just wants us to be a servant, as He is a servant for us, and just keeps the goodness in your mind about it. So see Jesse Sims and Janet Nash and Mama Joe, JJ, Juju, and let's see, let's see. They are fine. My daughters are they're in their 50s, 60s, and uh, they're huh? I'm what? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I said that wrong. They're in the 40s, 48, I think, 46, and they live out in looking over the Ohio River out in Kentucky. Uh, they uh, lost both of their uh, relatives from their husbands' side, and they lived right next to them at one time, and both his mom and dad passed away, but they're doing fine, and thank you for asking. I appreciate it. They're she works down at the hospital, and he works at the hospital. He's a tech, high tech type of guy that for the hospital, and they've got we got a wonderful grandchild, and she's getting ready to finish college. She's still got a few more sessions in there, and she goes to college at uh, Dementia College out in I think it's North Carolina, down around the Carolinas and up toward up that area where the dementia, old dementia is a traveling uh, convoy type of thing. They haul furniture, they haul on spot uh, things like that. You know, I know you've seen the trucks. They're brown trucks or 18 wheelers, and they do a good job. That company, and it supports the college there, and that's what it's named after, I believe. Um, how's the yard here? Somewhere. Oh, I'm a I've worked for Marathon at one time, and then I retired for 35 years. So we've I'm a bird and night owl. I worked swing shift for 35 years. So I like to work outside, and when the sun's down and the sun is not beating you like the day down here in Florida. But yeah, there's lot of uh, a lot of girls that haven't. There's a couple girls that haven't come in yet, but let's say, oh, so I'm trying to, Janet. I appreciate it. You get me talking. I'm kind of like my mother. So yeah, here she comes. She's right here now. She's sitting in.
Here, you can take this.
Okay. I fixed
That's
this.
what I think. That's what gave me my bellyache.
Yeah.
He just gave me a milkshake,
I just made her
and
a milkshake with
I was outside in the pool, so I come in and took a shower. But I think the heat going in and out, and then I think I've been having hot flashes
huh,
this month, and I've been done with hot flashes for a while, but I've been having some this recently for some reason. So I'm back. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and Joe. I hope you. I hope I'm all better. Everything's okay now, and if I have to run, I will run, but I'll be back. You know how it goes sometimes
yeah, she
when
just
you have
says
to go. So, but anyway, I'm doing a little bit of felting, and I'm in a swap with Aunt Beck's Creations, and I'm a thinking it's closed right now because everybody's getting ready to send out. So if you all like to do things and do different trades, you need to watch different people and find out, listen to them when they're going to have their next trades. And Aunt Bex is going to be, yes, he did. He did a great job talking to you guys. No, Jassy, not yet. I don't think Joe's been to the post box
No, I
today.
haven't.
Run, Joe, run!
Okay, I'll
He'll
run.
go out in a minute, Jassy. She's been chomping at the bit,
Oh gosh, yeah.
thinking that it should be here by
I
now.
tell you what, my mailbox, I'm gonna have to put a sign out there that says post office. I got so much mail. I went out there twice in one day, and there was 4 pieces of mail in each one.
Well, one was from the day before. I guarantee you.
Oh yeah, it might have been. Yeah, it might have been. Now, how far are we away from Destin?
Destin?
Destin,
Destin, as in
Destin Beach, down in Destin.
Never heard of it.
Well, no, that's over there across the. That's where our.
Is it on the Gulf?
Yeah, my nephew is. Yeah, it's over off.
It's on Tampa over there.
Oh,
We're about 3 hours from the Gulf.
yeah.
Sharon, I haven't gotten it yet. So I'm pretty sure that I'll have something in Destin.
Yes.
Okay, Cindy. Yeah, it's on the Gulf side. I'm clear on the east. I'm on the Atlantic side.
Yeah, we're 80 miles away.
It takes to get over straight over at least 2 hours and 45 minutes, almost 3 hours, and then depending on how far up or down, you got to travel. But we've never really been over. We haven't been over there. We've been over here.
But we don't.
We live over here.
We only go to Daytona.
I've been to Winter Haven.
Yeah, we went to Winter Haven.
That's where Dana lives, and she's on the south end of Orlando. And I can get over to her house in under 2 hours.
It's about 80 miles.
Nitrovirus. Oh, I don't know what that is.
Nitrovirus runs through the whole route 29 of them. I haven't heard of that either. I've been to Tampa. Nero.
Noro.
Went through the whole group of 29.
I don't know what that is.
That's I haven't heard of that.
Sage, I haven't been to the museum over there, and we've got another museum up in Daytona that Dana and I haven't been to. Next time she comes over this way 2 or 3 times a year with her husband Scott. He gets a room through work because he works on the railroad, and when they're working on the railroad and they have to go 2 or 3 days in a row working hard to get something quick done, because they can't hold the railroad up. They got to get it ready for the trains to come through. Anyway, when he has to work hard like that, they give him a room. They provide a room for him, and Dana goes over with him and hangs out in the pool at the hotel. And then now she comes and sees me. Oh, a tummy bug and then it aches forever. Well, I don't think I have that. I just have chronic IBS, and I've had it all my life. But things like going in and out of the air condition, and then I was drinking hot tea before I came on, And then Joe fixed me a milkshake, and I drank it, and I think I drank it too fast, and I think that's what got things going. Everything started going all at once.
Yeah, she was out in that hot, the sun. It was
And the
90.
pool isn't really all that cool. The pool's probably 90 degrees, but it felt good, and it felt good when you got out. But I just been running around, so glad to see everybody in there. Glad to see you, Sage, and Joyce, and Kellyanne, and Janet, and Cindy, and Candy. Good to see everybody. And Sharon's in the house.
Yep.
And I'll be looking
Sharon
for
and
your
Laura.
packages. I'll get Joe to go out there.
Joyce. I haven't said hi to Joyce.
Yeah, I just said Joyce.
Okay, I didn't when I was talking.
Oh, today was Joyce's late husband's birthday.
Uh, so
Well, he and your youngest son, they were born. They had the same day. Oh, Joyce, that's awesome. And he is listen, Joyce, he's celebrating he is celebrating your son's birthday, and he's celebrating with you. Don't you think any other way. And yes, you miss him, but he is doing great, and he's not sick anymore. So, Cindy's eating blackberry cobbler. That's what I need. I
blackberry
when we
cobbler.
first moved down here, at the very end of the yard, there was some wild blackberries. Well, I'm sure the birds planted the seeds back there, and I had like a cup of blackberries from the yard, and I made Joe a Valentine's or some kind of a cake, and I put those blackberries on top. I had pink icing on it, and I put those blackberries on it, and we ate it. It was fun. I used to do fun things like that. I don't do I don't do all that anymore. So, well, hello, life is your garden. Good to see you. How is your garden growing? I've been watching garden shows, reels, and we should all have flower pot gardens. So, oh, good to see y'all. So anyway, I'm gonna felt another flower, and I'm gonna use up some of this blue. This is called roving wool. How many of you all do not know what felting is? Is there anybody in the room that does not know what it is? Because if you all know, I don't have to keep telling you about it. I don't have to repeat and repeat. Have y'all seen felting before? I like to use cookie cutters. Nobody's saying anything. I know there's a lag. And let's just go over and see. Let's go see what life is all about. We're just gonna go over to your channel, check you out. Oh, he's got a kitty cat. First up. Well, we'll accept kitty cats. He's got just a bunch of shorts. Let's see if he does any lives. Yeah, he does lives. Art you pick, d- dishes, dancing, workout, bath, wash, clothes. I'm not sure. I think it's a little bit of everything. But we like to do a variety of things. I'll get your channel here and subscribe to you, and then I'll go back over here and put your uh, I'll put your channel, share, copy, and then I'll paste it. So there you go, Garden. What's your first name? We need to know your first name. Yeah, we'll get a few subbies for you. You have thousands of cookie cutters? Oh, Candy. Oh, wow. Well, you should just keep your favorites. Keep one flower, a heart. I don't know if Candy would ever do anything like this, felting with them. And then I use them in my clay. When I do clay, that needs to be put on my to-do list. Yeah, we're pretty good. If Kellyanne, put your links in. Everybody put their links in. Butterroll, put your link in, and we'll show um, Mr. and Mrs. Garden. Uh, Gloria, we like Gloria. Hi, Gloria. Come on,
Gloria's a pretty name.
Gloria. That's a song.
Yeah. Special name.
Yeah, Glory. It's a glorious name. We're a good group to hang out with. If you like to do stuff, we do too. We like to do all kinds of stuff in here. Now, we are an arting community, and we have some gardeners in here, and we have a variety of people that do things. There's some guys that come in, and one of them is a podcaster, and he covers storms and things in the area, and he flies his drone. And then what other varieties do we have? What other things do we do in our? We got a lot of sewers and crocheters.
Sure.
And journaling, junk journaling.
Junk journaling.
And we got a lot of jokesters. Storytellers. Yeah, we do storytelling. And we play games, prompt games.
Yeah, play games. Used to play.
So Jassy, I can give you. Well, Becca's been posting her prompts under her community post tab. They took the community out and they put it in. They put post, and then all of those titles where the post is, all of those titles are called under the community tab. I don't know. They're just trying to make it hard on us. Yeah, we played Pictionary last night, and oh my gosh, it was so much fun. You just did, so let's wait and see. But we like to talk to everybody. We're a very good, clean cut group of our arting community, and gardening is an art, is a craft. It's a and anymore it's a necessity. Nobody said anything about not knowing about felting, so everybody has seen felting before. So I've got to make a bunch of flowers up.
Yes, and snowman.
Yeah, I do. I do holiday things. I've got a couple up here from Halloween last year. Oh, she's pretty. She's my little angel. That's felting. I did a cat. And then I did a little ghost. And I've got Joe bought me this wire rack thing board that I get to hang on my wall, but I just don't have a space right now. And then I can hang all of these things that I've made on the board for display.
Yeah, because you couldn't get anything to stick on the ceiling.
You live in the Bronx? All right. You have a community garden? That's awesome.
Oh yeah, that
TNR, which is something to do with kitty cats. Inky Blue Cat Rescue. I'm into all the rescue channels. I've been watching dog rescues. You're a foster kitty mom. Okay, as well. Well, I'm so glad to have met you, Gloria. That's wonderful. Tap, neuter, and release. Okay, we have. I live down on the beach, close to the beach, and we have a lot of feral cats, and they're protected down here. I don't know if they are. I'm sure they are other places.
you have to get colony
But
started.
but when they start a colony on their own, then we trap, neuter, and release. We do the same thing with the kitties.
Yeah.
We do the exact same thing, and to keep them so that they don't have too many in their group in their colonies. But they live, and they they live off of the land. The cats they'll mouse, and they can eat small, any kind of small rodent, and they can eat. If they can catch a fish, they can eat a fish and being on the water and stuff like that. But there's a cat lady down here that she knows where all the feral camps are, and she goes around and she puts out food every day for them.
Yeah.
Yes, she does. So every now and then you got to pick this thing up and flip it over and work and do both sides of the felting part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hi Lisa. Is Brian here? Hi Brian, B and D Brian. Mm-hmm. Howdy do. I'm I'm making some felted flowers for a trade.
Thank you, Lisa.
So, oh, you're crafty too? Oh, great. You like to crochet? We got some crocheters in here. We sure do. You should watch Janet Nash. She was here a minute ago. She uh, she lives over in England, and so it's nighttime over there. And she'll watch me for a few minutes. There she is, and she put your link in for me, Janet. And she likes to crochet, and she makes purses and bags and little sweaters and vests and things.
Yeah, she's a expert
And she
sewer
likes to hand sew.
hand sewer.
Mm-hmm. and in her channel she goes for walks, and she takes us with her on her walks and things like that. It's fun to go over and see the sights over it in London. Let's see, what was that? I don't know what that is. Is it a needle and thread? That's a needle and thread. Yep. Janet does tiny hand stitch things. She loves to do slow stitch. But she's got an old Sears uh, Singer sewing machine, and she sews on that. But she sews mostly crafts and fabric and paper. We sew everything. Yes, we do. So I just joined too many trades this in the same month. I'm doing a trade. I'm hosting the stamping trade, and anybody can play with that trade. It's where you put your stamps on a tray on a paper, and you stamp all of the stamps that you own on paper. I need 5 sheets of paper and a self-addressed stamped envelope, and I will give you back 5 different pieces of stamping pages. I'll give you back 5 different, and I'll take all of the ones that I get and mix them up and give everybody different ones. So if you're interested in trades, we do that in my group.
A napkin trade.
Well, we did that last month.
Yeah. Each month you switch.
Yeah, I do different things every month. And then the next month, after the stamping trade, we're going to do paper dolls. Oh, so you've been in here before then, Gloria. Okay, great. Okay. Good. Well, join the club. And I stream 3 times a week, and Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 6 Eastern. But we got people from all over the world in here. We've got people from Sweden and Norway and several from England. I got Wales. I did at one time have one north of Scotland, the islands that were north and up there on this in the seas up there. I get a girl up there that comes in, and then we've got Israel and Egypt in our room, and then we've got Mexico, of course, all over the USA. I've had Hawaii in here. I've had Alaska in here.
Granddaughter lives in Australia.
Yeah, we've got Australia, several Australia, and my granddaughter is over there now. She's going to stay. She's permanent. She applied for permanent residency over there, and she thought about it long and hard. And she knows she can come back at any time, and she's been back a couple of times. Isn't that just the sweetest thing you ever did see? I just love that soft flower.
Just work it in.
Uh-huh.
Slant that needle and push it where you want it to go.
Yep. Get the corners.
Keep it tight.
You gotta watch your hand at all times. So, yeah, it's a long way. It is a long way. I'm gonna have Joe refill my Sprite, and you can take and put this in there by my bed.
Okay.
I'll drink it later.
Mm.
So, this one needs more loving. But anyway, I'm going to try to get, I think I finished my postcards, and I think I'm just waiting on my partner for postcards. There's Becky. Becca. Um, I was just talking about our 100 days challenge that you're doing, and I'm following you. So Becca's been trying to stream every day. So come on in. I was showing my pages, and they've really turned out so nice in my book. I've got them in my book now, and I still got to sew the rest of the signatures in back here, but I'll have 100 of them pages in my book, and I've got I don't know what I'm going to do. If I'm going to, I could put a number like in the corner, but I don't think I need to. There's the number 1 right there. But they turned out so cute, and in their own little world. Yes, I saw that. You're going to be on right after me, so I guess I can sit here for another half hour. But it takes us an hour to do it, doesn't it? But I'm glad I got yesterday's done. That worked out. But I joined too many swaps this month. Thank you. So, thank you, Janet. Oh yeah, that's working. I hold it up to the light to see if I can see through it, and those are the areas I go back to over. Let's see. We've had Becca's got a girl that comes in her room from India, and it seems to me somebody had somebody from China at one time, but I guess they're on a different time schedule than we are. but not too many people from that corner of the world. I haven't had anybody from Russia. Of course, there's a language barrier. You know, not everybody speaks English. We did have somebody from Germany, and we have somebody from Spain, and yeah, Spain. And uh, I've got somebody in the in the Bronx, or in the, is it the Bronx or the Brooklyn area? And I've had Long Island in here. Bronx, okay. But if you'd like to play along, you're invited to come and play with us. We'll be doing paper dolls next month, and I won't start those until the end of July. And we'll trade. And I've got several people in here playing with paper dolls, and we like paper dolls. We like to make paper dolls and goof off. Of course, I'll make some here. We just do, I just can't put my finger on just one thing that I like. I like it all. Thank you. I try to accommodate everybody. I really do. And I got some people that like to hang out in the balcony. So hello, everybody in the balcony. That's perfectly fine. I'm glad you're up there. So that one's almost done. I'll give it a break. And then I've got a tulip here. It's a cookie cutter. And I can do tulips. And what I will do is I will decorate this. Where did that little piece of yellow go that I just had? Here. So you can take, if you want to do a little center, I can put that down right there. And then I can put some beads. I can dress it up with just about anything. If you have any trims, laces and cordage and beads and buttons, you can dress it up in any way you want. So that's that. And you can see the little bit of the yellow right there. And what I like to do is I'll put another piece of yellow here on the other side, and that way it'll be reversible. And the girls in this particular trade, it's they're doing fabric. All of the other girls will be sewing and doing hand stitching. Hi, Pam. Yeah, Becca Phelps. Oh, I know, a center. Yeah, we gotta have a center. But I will probably put some leaves on these as well. Let me decorate them a little bit before I start another one. And obviously that's some splattered paint. This is a little Tupperware container, and I like it because I've got my color wheel here. So I'll get some green, and I can mix it. I love to mix my colors. But these two colors look good. So what I do is I draft off a little piece, because this has all been combed in one direction, this wool, and then it's been colored. And I can't seem to get a good pull. Come on. That's a little draft. And I'm going to get this dark green and draft some of it. And I'm going to mix it up. Keep it going the same direction. Mix it up a little bit. I'm blending. And I like it striated. I like the different colors showing. But you can make this into a whole new shade if you keep going at it like this. So there's that. I need another little piece of yellow. And I put this yellow on the back side, so it'll be reversible. Loosen it up a little bit. And then we could put it down right there. Like that. And there's lots and lots of videos on there on YouTube on felting. Lots and lots of different videos. I learned everything I learned was on YouTube. And if I keep felting in this direction, I'm giving it character. I'm giving it some character. Watching my fingers at all times. It started out with a cookie cutter. And it hurts when you poke yourself. It hurts. And I'm doing it real easy with the light hand. I'm sorry I'm not in the picture. I'm sorry if I haven't been in the picture. uh, no, yeah, definitely. It's against the law to felt and watch TV. That is a big no-no. Even on the commercials, you cannot stop looking at the TV. You just can't do it. And you can't take your eyes off of your project or you will poke yourself. And you got to have a sponge or something big, something deep, so that when I poke in, my needle's not going to hit the table and break. That's why you just do it. Just be easy with what you're doing. So look at this green leaf. You can see the two different shades, but I love that. So this is going to be my leaf, and I wore it down in the middle of this foam. So I've been working on the edges, and it's wore down on both sides. And so it won't be long. I'll have to get me a new cushion. And you can use styrofoam. This is a styrofoam packing from some. It's like bubble wrap or something. It's spongy, and the needle goes through it, but it also breaks down the fibers of it, and you get little white things on your work. So I go over here to the side, and upholstery foam is very good to use. If you got an old pillow, all you have to do is put a piece of store-bought felt down on top, and I can put a piece of felt on top of this too, and felt on top of the store-bought fabric. And you can use it into rice, make a rice bag and all that jazz, or other thing, beans. I don't like using food because you are stabbing at it, and yes, it cushions the blow of your needle, but you also get tiny pieces of grain in your room, and that will attract bugs. And down here in Florida, we have a lot of bugs, so we don't want any in our room. So I don't encourage. And same thing with coffee dyed paper. I prefer to use the faux coffee, which is just watered down brown paint, and do faux coffee because you know I don't want to smell the paper. It does smell good, but again, I don't want to attract any bugs. And I've got some old stamp pads over here. I'm going to make me some coffee dyed paper and do different colors. With my old ink instead of throwing it away. Is it starting to look like a leaf? And I've also done wet felting, which is fun, super fun to do. I'll get my little tails, get them all in there. And every so often you got to lift it up, turn it over, and do the other side. Because you can felt it down permanently. And hi, Diane. Good morning. Diane, Messy Palette is from Australia. Watching my fingers. Tidying up those ends. And you can also cut this. This is cuttable. If it's not the right shape or some angle or something, you can actually cut it, and it won't do anything to it. It'll be a raw edge, but it won't unravel. It will not unravel. I'll show you what I mean. So say this, you don't like this edge over here, and you want to make it smoother right there. You can cut your wool, and it will not come apart. And this tip over here is kind of messy. You can give it a little haircut, and you can even do this on top of it and give it a haircut if it's too fuzzy. Uh, but the idea is to, if you want it fuzzy, you can leave it fuzzy. But if you, I can still work on this, and I can even incorporate these pieces back in here by laying them on top, and I can felt this back in here. The reason why we use wool is because the sheath of a wool is it goes in both directions. Kind of looks like a little pea pod. So I laid all those other little pieces right there, and I'm just going to felt them back in my project. Make it a little thicker there. So there's no waste product with felting. There's no waste. Do anything you want.
Happy mail.
Happy mail. Happy mail.
All you wonderful ladies.
Who we got? Who we got? Who we got?
We've got Sharon.
Sharon. Woohoo!
All right. And Jassy.
Jassy. Okay. Thank you. All right. Got him. I got him. I got him. Thank you. Very nice. So we'll open those up in just a second. Let me finish my leaf. Are they your stamping pages? So anybody can play with, if you got any stamps, go ahead and get them stamped and send them in to me, and I will send you back 5 different sheets with 5 different peoples and different prints. So I can take this flower and I can add my leaf. So say we want to add it like right there, or like that, or like this. So I'm just going to lay it down, and I'm going to felt it together with my flower. And the girls that I'm trading with in X Room, they're all doing hand stitching pieces. And I said, Becky, does it have to be sewing? And she says, any fiber. I said, okay, I'm doing felting. And I don't do a lot of hand stitching. I was working on a grandmother quilt that I had that was dry rotted, and I was putting in new pieces of fabric. It was crazy quilt after I got through with it. and I was trying to repatch the whole thing, but too much of it is falling apart, and it's up in the closet in a bag. So I had to stop because I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it. I don't think I'll ever be able to finish it. It'll be something ongoing forever and ever because everything's going to dry rot eventually, and that's how old the quilt is. It's as old as I am, and it's just it turned out to be too big of a project. And I was sewing, and I thought I'd rather be crafting. So I quit working on it for a while, and I haven't missed it. It's I know where it is, but I just do too many things. So anyway, there's a flower with a leaf, and I might put another one on there coming up behind it over here, and then I can hang that. I'm going to try to hang it with some yarn and hang it up, and you can hang it on a little doorknob or a cabinet or in the window maybe. Thanks, Becca. But I will be putting beads on there too. There's going to be seed beads. So that's why I've got to make all these up. And I've got one, I got to have at least 8. So there's 2, and these 2 little ones here. I'll put some yellow on the backs, but I think they'll be hanging one below the other. I think that's a cute. But I would put these 2 together. So that's 3, 4. So I've only got 4 made up so far. Thought I had another one. I guess I'm doing it. So anyway, I'm halfway through, and then I have to go back and decorate them. Oh, Diane says I will grab my wet felted journal and show you if you uh, pop it to my live. Wow. Okay, Diane. I would love to see your wet felting journal while you're there and we're talking about felt. Rabbit trail, squirrel. Don't go nowhere. I'm going to show you my. I've got a fabric journal that I have all kinds of stuff in. And but anyway, this is a great way to have a variety of colors. If y'all were to go to the living room, I got everything right here. You know what I mean? But I have a. I'm just gonna put all of these in here. I just can't sit still. But I want to show you my fabric journal. Hang on. And I've showed it 100 times, so I know. But I don't think you all mind if I show it again. I made this a while back uh, from Lisa Conway. She started it. She enabled me, and it's a wraparound book. So this is the book itself with the pages. It closes, and this protects the front of it. Let me catch my breath. Janet, good night, sweetheart. Sweet dreams. Night, night. But I've done wet felting too. So this is a little felted heart, and I put a pin back on there, and you can wear it as a pin. This flower, there's 2 flowers here, and they are wet felted. This is some jewelry. I've got a bumblebee that I made. This is a pin, uh, some old junk jewelry. This is a bulb safety pin with beads on it. See, I'm going to put these beads like this on those flowers that I'm doing. And there's another one over here. And then there's another safety pin with some beads on it. And there's a charm over here. And it looks like it came off the other side. I'll have to sew it back on, but it looks like there's a break in the chain, so it came off. But there's another piece of jewelry there. There's a button down here with some beads around it. These are wooden beads. So these are wet felted, and I did them online here in underneath the camera. I did these underneath with the wet felting, and they're fun to make. So over here on this side is my cover, and I did the winter trees, and then I did some water down here at the base, and there's some beads on the bottom of it too, rocks, blue rocks in the creek or something. And I love doing stuff like this, sceneries. Okay, okay, Teresa, thank you for coming in. Teresa was streaming right before me, and she was on for a good hour, and I was here working, doing my envelopes and trying to get them organized, and I was listening to Teresa. So she streams. If anybody would like to put some channels in for me, Janet's gone to bed, so it'll have to be somebody else that's got a coat. Becca, I don't know what she's, if you're up to. Oh, she's holding the babies. She's got baby kittens. And, but there you go. Oh, there's Janet. Thank you, Janet. Better roll streams. There's a lot of people in my room that streams, and we all watch each other, and that's what we like to do. We like to watch each other. Thank you, Becca. And so but there's butter roll. Yeah. Anybody else that streams? I put life is Gloria. Life is your garden is Gloria, and she streams. And Messy Palette Diane in Australia, she streams. So we like our streamers. So anyway, here's the first page in my fabric journal, and there are pins, and I just poked myself. This is blue jeans, and I got some extra little doilies and things in here that I get to play with, and I forgot they were in there. So yeah, that'll be fun. But this is a wraparound, and I had this fabric. It's upholstery material, so it's real thick. And then on the inside, I've got corduroy. So it's a good strong book to hold all of this because this thing is heavy. At least it weighs 3 or 4 pounds at least. But here's another heart that I felted and a cross. And this is where I keep my little my needle case that my grandmother made me when I was a little girl. I watched her make it, and she gave it to me. There's a place for your thimble. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I'll get to some of this. And oh, there's some stitching uh, things that I was going to try to do, different stitches on each one. But on this side, here's another winter scene. And I just stitched it in with embroidery floss. Everything's just tacked down. These are some clusters that I made, and they are holiday related. This one has a pumpkin on it, and then this one is more Christmassy clusters. But you can barely see it, but there's a little red bird right there, and there's my water and my snowbank. Make sure my finger's not bleeding. And here's another one. Now, I did most of these online with with um, with you guys. So you all watched me do some of these things. Most everything in here I do online, and I don't really art by myself anymore. I don't have to. I've got you guys. But anyway, there's a big tree, there's a red bird, a tire swing, and this is a little rubber ring that came out of the junk drawer in the kitchen. And I just wrapped string and stuff around it to make it look like a tire. And then we've got some flowers over here. I've got a little tiny rabbit and a deer, a little fawn, and they see the carrot. So you could do anything. This one was a game, and this was a Picasso game that we played, Roll a Picasso, and it was very abstract. And there's a heart. This is some fabric. I, I sewed it down a little bit and pinned it on there with some lace. And this fabric here came from the fabric shop, the upholstery shop. And this I'm still sewing. I'm still sewing on this heart, and there's the needle and the rest of the thread. I sewed one side down, and I need to go around and sew the other side. Never finished with your art. You're never finished. I could take this book with me and go to the living room and sit, and I can play on this. And then one day, I traded one of my felts, and I got this is from Aunt Beck's creation, and you can see the artwork that she does with her artwork. And we traded panels, and I did her a felting piece, and she did me a sewing stitched piece. And this is what those flowers are going to look like when they come to me, and I will show them all to you, and they'll probably go in this book. I might just have to figure out what I'm going to do with them, but I need to sew this one down. I haven't done it yet. Here's another piece of felt, and I used the store-bought felt that you buy, and I did a scenery. And there's a tree, there's leaves, there's a red bird, there's a post box, and this was supposed to be a chickmunk. He's got little stripes on his back, but we're not going to judge. Oh my goodness! Look at all the emojis. Abstract rocks, great. Yeah, that's right. It's never finished. You've all right, everybody. Hi, Patty, Angie. Hi, guys. Come on in. So anyway, there's a bumblebee and an egg and a nest, and there's an owl, a bush. There's the fence. It's just so I love it. And I tried to do the little rainbow in the far distant. There's a little faint rainbow in the sky. Just a little faint as the sun is going down over here. And I found out that this was a pullover, uh, uh, like a sweatsuit, but it was made out of this fuzzy stuff, and it felt really nice. So I cut that. I couldn't wear the jacket anymore, so I cut it up and saved some of the fabric. And some fabrics you can felt on, and I would practice around on different pieces that I had, and then I went in and I started making these, and it's a repeat. They're all repeats with the apple tree and the bush and the sun in this and the sunset in the sky. So I did these. I was on a roll. This is another piece of wet felting here that could be used for a coaster, but it's in here. Oh, I felted this little. I felted this stocking too for Christmas. I felted it. It's felted, and you can see how it's finished. that it looks really cool when it's finished. Did some more clusters, and this came off of one of the dresses that my granny used to wear, a house coat. She called them house coats, and they were these real thin, cottony, um, blousey type fabrics, and they would go down to her knees. And she, would snap or button down the front, and she'd walk around in it all day long. Didn't bother her none. She was anything to stay cool, and I just kept it for sentimental reasons. Here's another felted piece, and here's a heart that I did, and you can see. Oh, I've got it stitched down. That's good. I tried to stitch it down. I stitched it down by mistake when I stitched this one down. I got it partially stitched around. Well, this is the post office, the post box, and there's a bird's nest in the mailbox and a letter. And here comes the mail, the postal bird. And I live at the beach, so there's my palm tree, and there's some ocean out here, some water, and the beach. And here comes a little bunny, and then I've got some happy mail down here. You see the happy mail? And so he's going to come and pick my letter up and give me another letter. Fun to do, just fun to do. Sky's the limit. This is a page of clusters, obviously. Here's another piece that I did. And it was so funny. I did another piece and it blended in so well. I'll put these on the same page. The water, and then there's a road and a red truck, and then there's an eagle in the sky, and he picked a fish up out of the water. You know how they fly by and pick up a fish and fly off. That's what he's doing. And his nest is up here real high up in this mountain over here. And I used different textures, different yarns, and this I glued down this away. A piece of yarn. I made bushes, and here's my bushes, my my monkey grass. So yeah, here's some more clusters. I like to do clusters, in case you haven't noticed. This one is one of my favorites. It's the rabbit, and it's sideways. We'll get up there. And it was a challenge. It was a challenge, and I did it. I did it. I did the challenge. See if I can get it over here for you. So I don't know how, but I finally got it. I finally got his neck looking right, and he's in the bushes, and he's got there's butterfly buttons and leaves, and these leaves were to be glued down, but I took the wool and laid it across of it and stitched it down, felted it down, and I made the tree. I made the carrot, and there's a ladybug over here, which was another little sticky. It was like a sticker, and the ladybugs in the fields. So with all the different grasses, I love that. So anyway, that's a good flip through right there. That's most of it. But I can do these little sceneries in one day. I've got more room in my fabric journal. There are some flowers, and these are wet felted. I felted a couple of scarves. I did it right here on the table, and the scarves were like 4 or 5 foot long, and then I would wet felt them, and I gave one of them away as a prize, and I don't think I've seen the girl since. I've never seen her again. But anyway, I can do wet felt leaves and flowers like this. Starburst is my forte, and then I like to do different colors on both sides, and it's like Christmas. Every time you do wet felting, it's like Christmas when you get finished because it's covered up with all that bubble wrap and stuff. It's covered up. Here's some more flowers. And I also got another felting piece that I'm very fond of, but it's up on top of the cabinet right now. And I felted a seam, and it's the biggest one I have of felting, and it's of a fox. And I don't know if I can reach it right now. I know where it is if you really want to see the fox again. But here's another tree and a bush, and this is an old timey war. This was a war back in the 30s and 40s blanket, wool blanket. And my uncle had this in his car, in the trunk of his car, and it had holes in it and everything. So I cut it up, and I've been felting on it. And this was a little piece that somebody sent me in some Happy Mail, and it was off of a jacket of or a skirt of some sort. And isn't that pretty? So I kept it right here, and that is my wet felting collection. So I hope you enjoyed that. Okay. Jesse wants a felt book, but will never make one. Hurts my hands way too much to make one. Okay, okay. Well, um, uh, it you have to rub. You have to be able to rub more than anything. Uh, it's and you can use objects to do your rubbing for you. If you have something like this, you can use that to rub. But still you're using your hands and your arms. And they've got wood things that you can buy and stuff, but you can make your own. You don't have to buy a lot of stuff. Yes, there is. There's a lot of work. So if I make up enough flowers, I might get one of my flowers in here. And I've got a jar over here with lots of uh, items that I've made. But I want to get back into what I started with the flowers. I've got to get them done. Those are my priority right now. I've got to finish. I've got about 7 years in this room of things that I've made and done and played with, and a lot of love is in this room. Lots of love, and I've got some old fabric in here that I might use to send with my flower. I'll pick out some. Okay, Sharon, you're right. First things first, Happy Meal. Whew, just a second, let me collect my breath again. Grandma's old. She's slow, but she's old. So this one's from Sharon. So this is what Sharon sent me. Oh man. Oh. She says this is for you for all you do. And she sent me some little tiny leaves of grass. Isn't that pretty? That will definitely be used in something. And then I'll probably have to spray it on top to preserve it with clear. A grain to it says to see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wildflower. That's what it says. Thank you, Sharon. Look, she's made me something. Oh, is this supposed to be Abby? Oh, I think it's supposed to be Abby. Hi, Constance. I'm opening up Happy Mail. She's going to make me cry. She sent me some stamps. These are good. Oh, look, a turtle. Turtle stamps. I haven't seen those. I'm going to put them up right away so they won't get lost, Sharon. I should put your name on them. And then she sent me a pen. And I'm thinking that the leaves are curled for a reason. This is fashion jewelry. So you would wear this, and I'm not sure if you would, if it's a place to wear for your glasses, to put your glasses on your shoulder, and they'll hold your glasses. This is Abby. I lost my little Abbers last month. Was it last? Has it been a month yet? I try not to think about that. And she's in the backyard. So here are some, let's see, pocket stickers. These are pockets, and it's a sticker. So I can put this in my art. This might come right in handy if I do those. I could put some of my flowers in this and put it on some pretty paper. That would be nice. And this is washi sticker. Washi tape. Okay. So one side is you print and the back side peels off and it sticks and you stick it down. So I'm kind of familiar with that. I've got some other paper that's sticker paper that is like this. So, all right. Thank you, Sharon. So I can stamp on this side and this clear will come off and stay off. Okay. Okay. That is nice. Thank you. You should have sent it with your trade. Are you doing the trade, Sharon? She might not be doing it. I think I've got 20 people playing along, and this is real pretty paper. It's like mulberry paper. Mulberry rice paper is what it says right there. Isn't that pretty? I love it. And you see, I can use this in several projects. I'd probably cut out the rows and the leaves, and I can glue them down on the paper. This is pretty. Thank you, Sharon. Very nice. Very nice. So I'll have to figure out how to use the leaf. But I leave my glasses on. Uh, every rose has a thorn. Yes. Uh, but I'm pretty sure that this is for to pin on yourself and then something to hang off of it. It's supposed to be a useful tool, but the leaf is curled. And it doesn't say anything on there. Okay. All right. It's a pin. It is. It's a pin. You wear it. You wear the pin on your shoulder, but it looks like it'll hold something for you, like your glasses or something. It's for something, but it's just a curled leaf for decoration. And this is pretty. I'll put this on something, and with the mulberry paper. Thank you, Sharon. That is very, very nice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nice little tree. Now, Jassy, let's see what Jassy's up to. And little Abby, it looks like a coaster where I can put my drink on her. So I'll just stick it right over here. I've got my drink. We'll see how well it does if I don't spill it. So we'll get some scissors out here. Jassy, this is her trade. I can tell you right now. It's her trade. Yay! I got 2 trades. I will keep all of your things in here until I get 5 people. Then I can start trading papers. Actually, I have to do 6 so I can do a round robin. Well, hi, Lori. Colleen, did I say hi to you? So here's her self-addressed stamped envelope, so I can send her stuff right back to her with her stamps, 2 stamps, and this mailed in 2 stamps, 5 pages. I'm gonna put that right back in there before I lose it. And I needed 5 pages, and she sent some loosey goosies, so I can cut these apart and send one with each of the letters. I think she sent me some extra ones. Birds are cute. Aren't they cute? So there's 5 of these, so I can, we'll see. Oh, look, a teacup. All right. We use a lot of cup of teas in our room. So let's see what she's got over here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yep. So somebody's going to get some teacups. Somebody's going to get a girl with the body. I need one of these. I can give myself one of these, and because I'll be giving mine away too. And then the flowers and a fairy, and then there's 6 teapots. Somebody's going to get some teapots, and somebody's going to get some legs and a head and a bird, a funny bird, and a caterpillar. That is so cute. I love that. So yeah, I will probably and then I will probably stick these in different ones as an extra, and I might keep one of these, but I just need 5, so I can do it. There's 4 heads, and one of those others. So anyway, it'll work out just fine. However I do it, it's going to be Mod Podge. Whatever I send is what you're going to get. You won't get all 5 pages from another person. They'll be mixed up, and I will put Jassy's name on each one of these so that everybody knows where that piece came from. So if you need anything more, you can um, um, you can contact that person and say, "Hey, will you send me some of these?" And she will, because that's the way we work. So Sharon had this little flower over here, and I'm going to try to save it because that's just the way I am, if I can. If I can. They're tough stickers too. They're good vinyl stickers. Because I jerked that as hard as I could and didn't even rip it. So that's good. So Jassy is going to go in behind with Joyce. Joycey. I got two. Okay. There's another flower. And it's worth it. Because I'm always using everything that I can. Okay. I'll put that in Sharon's bag. Thank you so much. Now, where was I? We were making some flowers. So let's get another cookie cutter. I think I had the tulip out. So I'm just going to put some of this in there. Like that. Do I get enough? Like that. That should be enough. And I think I put my needle up because I didn't want to break it. So, okay. Back to work. Goldie just got home. Welcome home, Goldie. So, we've got a new friend in the group. And Life is Your Garden. That's Goldie. I mean, Gloria. Watch me start interchanging your name with Goldie. So we're glad that she's with us. So I'm making a tulip. Get up in the corners real good. And you know, when you felt in a cookie cutter like this, it shrinks, because when you felt it together, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. So it's very common for it to be. You can see the edges when you felt it. So you just gotta make sure and you got enough on the edges to make it thick enough for whatever you're making. So it's 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock and all's well. Bridget wants to know what the crunch is. It's addictive. It's addictive, Doretha. The crunch, crunch, crunch is the crunch of my styrofoam underneath it. Crunch, 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 crunch. So what I can do is, on the tulips, I can make a little stem and make a leaf off the stem. Yes, art is being made. I am making a tulip. Can she see the the screen, Doretha? Can she see the screen? See my tulip? So I can take that off now, and then I can reinforce my edges up here. So I'm not sure what all of the, in this particular trade, I'm not sure that what the girls are going to do when they get their little flowers. And like I showed you that one flower that was appliqued on a piece of fabric that Aunt Beck sent me. That's the type of flowers I will be receiving, and they're going to be stitched, and then they'll have all kinds of hand stitching on it, and probably decorations and things. So the only thing I know to do is to make this fancier is to look in my stash and see what little things I have that would go good on that. And that side is so precious. It's like a little soft. It's like a little soft kitty. But I gotta poke this side too to make it stronger. So everybody give me a thumbs up, and after the show you need to go and find another video of mine and type in a word, and we're going to type in felt, F-E-L-T, today. And Constance said, Juju, I'm still going on with you tonight. Oh, great, Constance. That'll be fun. Juju will be on about I think it's 10 o'clock Central and 11 o'clock Eastern time. And I usually try to stay up and watch Juju for a little bit. She doesn't stay on very long, about an hour, and she's doing the 100-day prompt game with Becca too, the 100 days. So she just got finished doing 100 days of crafting with somebody else, and now she's doing another 100. So that'll be fun. So Becky will be on at 9, and then Gigi will be on later after her. Uh, Shannon wanted to talk. I guess she had to step away from the chat. Joe does that too, Becca. Every time I get busy with something, he wants to tell me a story. And I said, Joe, I can't do it right now. You're going to have to come back later. I'm streaming. Yes, 100 days of crafting. And we're doing a prompt game. Yes, how dare her wanting to communicate when there's a chat to be chatted with. But sometimes you just got to do it. And sometimes if I'm watching something, I'll turn it off so Joe can tell me whatever he wants to tell me. And then when I start the movie back up or whatever I'm watching, and he still wants to talk, I pause it and I start playing solitaire, and I'm just playing cards, and I can talk to him and everything about what I'm playing solitaire. So that's what I do. So anyway, after I decorate this, I'm going to try to find some fabric out of my stash and just do a few pieces of fabric and that maybe go with the theme of the collar that looks together, maybe 2 pieces. And just a little piece of something. And I've got some fabrics in there that I could give away that would match each one of these flowers. But I'm going to put a hanger on it so that they can hang it in the window, or they can hang it off of their lamp, or a little lamp off of the light switch. That's cute to do. I got things hanging off my lamps. Yeah, Becca, I'll show you my book. This is my 100-day book. I've got to decorate it yet, but I've got it started. This was just a cracker box of cinnamon grahams crackers, and I cut the top off and one side and left the other side. And I'm using brown paper bags, and these were reject paper bags that I got from the church, where they weren't glued. The glue didn't work on when they manufactured them, and they were throwing them away. And Joe said, "Oh, Beth will use those." So anyway, it's clean, and they're just the bags from the grocery stores. And then here's day 1, and the date was June the 24th, and she started on June the 23rd. And then I streamed, that was on a Monday, and I stream on Tuesday. So I did Monday and Tuesday on my channel for the first 2 days. And they're all prompts. And then last night, I was going to do it tonight, but Becca twisted my arm, and I went online and did the third night. This is number 3 with Becca and Dana last night, and here's the third one. So I will do tonight's at 9 o'clock right here. This is the next one. And she's got brand new prompt cards. She made up a whole bunch of cards, probably over 100, probably 150. But she's got new prompt cards that she got from all of the people in the chat room. And they made a list of cards, of prompts. And she printed them off. And she made some art cards to glue them down to. And made her art cards. And she puts them all in a bucket and mixes them up, and she pulls out 10. A prompt is like, these were off of one of them. This was the first night. A prompt tells you what to do to your paper. It's a game. And the first one was tear your paper in half. So I took my paper and I tore it in half right here, and then I laid it back. It didn't say move it, or she does have one prompt that says tear your paper in half and turn it upside down. But this was the first prompt, so there wasn't anything on the page. It said tear it in half. So I tore it in half right here, and then I laid it back down and I glued it back together. The next one says use a sponge. So I took a sponge and I made some color on my page with a sponge. Then it said swirl paint. So in the background, I swirled some gold paint. I swirled them in the background. You can barely see it, but it's in the back. Then it said stamp a pattern. And this was a stencil. And I did these leaves, and it was a circle stencil. And it was in white paint. Then it says use a white pen or a white marker. And I made little dots in the middle of all these little flowers. There's all kinds of little dots in there in the background. Then it says markers. And then it says make your own color wheel. So my markers became my color wheel. And I did the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and pink. So that was my color wheel and markers. Then it says add a cluster. So I made the cluster and added it, and I stapled it on. And then it says use stickles. And that's the shiny part that you see. It's gold glitter glue. And then it said to add numbers. And I added little numbers on some of these leaves. They're random numbers. And that is a prompt game. And I dated. And this one had different prompts. So prompts are art supplies and art commands that you try to put on paper. And Goldie, did Beth take care of it? Did we have a troll? No, Colleen is not a troll. Monkey is not a troll. And so if Becca and Butter Roll are monitors right now, if there was a troll in here, they would have put them in timeout for me. So Call Me Glitter got some happy mail. Good. And okay, so if you need any questions, just let somebody know, and we'll help you if you have any questions. Thank you, Becca. So anyway, that is a prompt game, and you did it on this piece of paper, and I did another game here, and I did another game here, and the prompts were different. Came out of the pot. It was one was to add texture, and I put the texture underneath, and then it said translucent paper, and I put this tissue paper down, and then it said stickers. So I got 4 stickers, and then it says put something in the corner, and I've got this flower in the corner, and I'm going to use this flower and put it on the envelopes when I mail my flowers. I've got it out on my paper. So make an envelope, and put a window on it, and there's a window on this little tag that I found. It was kind of funny. So it went into the envelope. So, you know, uh, so that's a prompt. That's a prompt game, and how you use your prompts. So, and uh, and just stick with us, and you'll end up seeing a game of it, and you'll understand as we play how each of us, our minds do different things. And are we doing? Are we going to get to do tandem 10, Becca, this month? When are we doing tandem 10? Oh, Monkey 911 was one of your trolls. Oh, okay. Well, this Monkey 911 T has a T afterwards, a little T, and she's not a troll. So she's a keeper. Colleen's a keeper. She's been with me a long time. So, and there's Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie. So I'm going to go back to my felting. I'm doing good. I'm getting a lot done tonight. I've got my envelopes are ready to mail for the envelope trade, and I just have to check. I have to wait for my partner for the postcard trade. I'll be getting a partner. Um, I don't know if she gave them out last night, or it'll be Monday when she gives them out again. So no problem. And Kellyanne, hi Kellyanne. She streams once on Mondays. She streams. Swing your partner round and round. Am I making a beat? Swing your partners round and round. Here we go on the town. Yeah, um, I stream 3 times a week, and that's enough for me. And then I do a little bit, but I I'm pretty tired after my streams, and I stream for 3 hours each time. I'm pretty faithful. Every now and then I have Joe come in and help me, but it's good that I have Joe. I'm killing it. Bonnie, have you ever seen anything felted before? Oh my gosh, don't tell me. There's a tulip. It's a tulip. This one I made a stem. We need to make a leaf. Yeah, and just to give you another example, Goldie was getting another group started on Messenger and Facebook, which is perfectly fine. And they were doing some things and invited me to the join the group, and I quietly declined because I can't do another group. I do enough, and I have enough hard time keeping straight on my channel to what I want to do and finish what I want to do. And I have a hard enough time with my 3 days. I don't need any more. I don't need any more swaps. And although I do participate with other people, I try to participate. We have a lot of fun. They do. There's other days and times. There's other times because, um, like Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning and Thursday and Friday mornings, there's not a whole lot on. There's a few. I watch Dee Dee on Tuesday and Wednesdays if I wake up. If I don't see her wake when I wake up, if I don't wake up and I don't see her, I will watch her videos later. She keeps forgetting to poor Beth. Becca's group chatted late into the night. And she keeps forgetting to post it to Facebook. So anyway, yeah, and I chat, and I'm in a lot of other rooms, and we do a lot of stuff. So okay, Becca says she's streaming Friday mornings if anybody wants to be bored. And I try to post pictures too in Facebook, of what I've done each time I stream, and I forget to do it sometimes. And 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 I know that I'm bouncing here, but I will show you. I have an art book that I work in, and we did this earlier this month, and I don't see the date. I usually put the date on it. So I do. This is mixed media paper piecing, and this was from a cutout book, art book, and stickers and things. So I like to do things like this, and they're all different. But here's my inspiration for this. I had a magazine or a printout of this little girl, and that was my inspiration to do the one that I did. So I try to do that. Here's another one that I did, paper piecing. And here's a toucan. June the 12th. June the 9th. And this was a prompt game. The first prompt was candy, and I had some candy pictures, or my cough drop was my candy wrapper. Then it was hearts, and I've got hearts. Then it said medium glue, and I covered everything with glue, I guess. And then here's food, and it had cluster. I made a cluster of food. Here's my cat. There are stripes on the hearts, a magazine wings. So I got this out of a clip art book, and made the cat with wings and circles. And these were some of my mine, or no, these were Dana's painting papers that she gifted me, and I cut circles out of the painting papers in the background. So this was a prompt game. And then this is another game, or another art page, and this was a calendar picture that one of the girls sent me. Was it Goldie? Sent me the chicken, and it was a calendar. So I fussy cut the bird out, and then I glued the paper down to fit this book, and then I painted in between, and like this. See the leaves down here? These are my leaves, and I blended it in to make it work, and I love doing that. So there was some art page exposed, and I painted it, and then I painted pictures on it. And here's another chicken fabric, and the opposite page. I like to do something over here simple and fast, and it blends with the art page that I did, so it kind of goes together. And that's one thing I like to do. And I do it pretty good. Like this one, that's all I got on it. But I got a bird, a rooster, and a balloon. And this was all paper piecing and some paint. And this was May the 3rd. So I'll put something over here, maybe. Maybe if I find a thing. This was just something I was goofing off with. I made these girls. I saw a video and I thought it would look cute, but it didn't turn out very good. Here's another girl. I like doing girls, and she's done with magic marker and some paper piecing. And I use a variety of markers and paints. And here's little Abby. So this was May the 27th. So Abby was already gone in May. I'm not sure if I wrote it down or not. I think I wrote it down, but oh, it's in my date book when she passed. And then somebody sent me an origami doggy. And here's a card, The Loss of Abby. This was from Sharon Reinheimer. And she sent me a Loss of Abby card, which is super sweet. And there's a little black dog there. And Abby was a little black dog. Here is another page that was just, might have been prompts or just abstract. Nope, it was a prompt with Becca and Dana. Did Becca ever answer me? Are we going to do Tandem 10? Is it next month? Are we caught up? Becca and Dana and I do a game called Tandem 10, and that means the same 10 items. So we mail the items to each other, and I will mail 10 items to Becca and Dana and to me, and they're the same 10 items for all three of us. We will get those 10 items out, lay them down, and we will make a page. And it's fun to see our own ideas, and none of the pages are alike. Okay, we'll talk to Dana. So here was another page. This was Happy Mail from Cindy. This was May the 10th. This is a sticky note from Dee Dee. She puts that in any of the mail that she mails. And this was Happy Mail from Dee Dee. So this is a Dee Dee page. And some of it's my stuff. So she must have sent me some napkins and some tags. So, and then that's the last, or the front of the book. This is the front of my book. And I put paper on it. But I like to paint too. But most of my stuff is whimsical. Is kind of my description. So 8:30. Okay. Now I need to figure out. This was from Sharon Lumbar, and I want to. It's like a little coaster, and it's made out of like cotton type thread, yarn, cotton, and I'd love to put her name on it somewhere. And I'm thinking that this is the top part. I don't think it matters. But I got to get Sharon on there somewhere. It may be in some white thread. I am Lori. I've been talking a lot tonight. Yes, it's crocheted. And I do have cough drops around here somewhere. And the fan's going, the fan's on me. So, yeah, that happens to me. I get, I think I'm allergic to something in this room. But I'm not going to do anything about it except take a cough drop. And Joe just bought me some cough drops in the other room. That don't help me in here. Dee Dee is my art hero. She's my hero. She was the very first person uh, when I moved down here in 13. I didn't know what YouTube was. I knew what Farmville was, and I knew what email was, and we get emails from our friends, and we used to send other we used to send our emails to each other. And yes, she's been in my room, and I don't know if I think I will always get excited if she comes in. So now I think she just lurks in the balcony because I get all frustrated, and I'm all thumbs, and I can't do any art or anything when she's here. I get so uh flabbergasted when she comes in. And by the way, I did win a prize from her yesterday on her giveaways. Dee Dee does giveaways. She likes to give away stuff, and so I'll be getting some Happy Meal from her. She's my hero because when I first um, started streaming, I found her, and I don't know how I got a hold how I found her. I just clicked on something, and she come up, and she was in Ustream, but I guess it showed up on YouTube. I think that's what it was. It was a streaming thing. So I found YouTube, and then it wasn't long after that I downloaded the app, and so I started learning that I could watch other people in YouTube. Well, of course, crafts. I'm all over it. Anything crafts, and I never did too much crafts by myself, other than I used to make bracelets, and I do beads, and I'm a beadaholic, I guess. And so I would do that in my spare time. And then when I lived up north, I was involved in a puppet ministry at church. So I was always making signs and different things for the puppet shows that we did. And we I was very creative in doing stuff. And so anyway, I found Dee Dee. I found Janet Young. I found Barb Owen. I found Cat Hand. Those were the main ones. And I was watching uh, Barb Owens, and I was sitting here crafting uh, and making a book, making a journal, and everything. And so Joe made me, I don't remember, but he made me this. This is a spare bedroom, and he put me in a kitchen corner cabinet, tabletop here, and he lowered it so that I can sit at a stool to my table. This is a kitchen countertop, and the kitchen drawers. I got the whole corner unit. The corner is empty, and I've got drawers on both sides of me. And then 3 feet over that away, I've got my hard drive and my big monitor. And over here, I'm just using my iPad to read chat. And so I had all this room for my art room, and I kept, and then he put me up kitchen cabinets over top. Over top, I've got a corner unit, and it goes. There's two doubles up here and one single uh, cabinet over top, and they're full. And I had enough. I did crafts at home, and I did them with church and stuff. So when I came down here, I didn't have church. Well, I went to church, and but I didn't. I wasn't involved in anything uh, that required crafting. So I started watching, and I was crafting on my own with Barbo, and I made my very first art journal with her, and it. Is this it? No, this is not it. But I was doing stuff, and Joe says, "What are you doing in here?" And I said, "Look, listen." I said, let me type something down, and she'll talk to me. She'll answer me, and just like you ask me something in the chat room, and I'll answer you. And so anyway, one thing led to another, and I started chatting, and oh yeah, glitter had glitter in her name, so I showed her my glitter collection, and so anyway, one thing led to another, and Joe says, Beth, you could do that. Why don't you do it? You don't have to watch her. You can do your own. And I thought, right, yeah, sure, sure. I thought, yeah, that was just something way over my head. I said, nah, I don't think I could do that. And but the next thing I know, he bought me this camera and hooked it up. And I said, oh my gosh, I got to figure out how to do this. So who was with me? Oh man, I had somebody from over in England was helping me. Uh, I can't remember his name, some guy. And anyway, I had a couple people that I was talked to in chat, and they said I'd help you, I'll help you, And so somebody helped me get on YouTube and helped me fill it out and sign up, and it's just it's so easy to do. And yes, you got to read, and yes, you got to figure that out, and just make decisions and stuff. But it worked out, and I've been streaming ever since. And I said, well, I'm going to stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays, and then and then I'll decide which one I like the best. And I still stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturday, and I haven't decided which day I like the best. And I was going to give up Saturday night, and then Debbie Epps said, "No, don't you dare give up Saturday night. You're good for Saturday night. You've got a lot of good people in your room. You need to keep Saturday night." So I stayed on, uh, and I've been doing it ever since. And there's been very little times I I take off, and I do holidays and everything, and I always do Thanksgiving. And I'll either, you know, usually we have our Thanksgivings early in the day, and we're done by 5 o'clock. So I come home and I stream Thursday night on Turkey Day. So that's how I got started, and then I met Tanya McGuire and Lisa Conway, and eventually I ran into Becca and Dana. And I mean, I've been doing it for 7 years now, so I've met a lot of people along the way, and I've streamed with other people too. I streamed with Colleen Krebs and Kathy Berg one time for, I don't know, I'm gonna say maybe 6 months or so. We streamed one year, and been in a lot of hops, and then Mary Altier. Started watching Mary Altier, and there's others, and people come and go as well. So I've been around some of these chat rooms all the time, and then the new girls that are coming on, it's awesome, because uh uh there's like Kellyanne, she streams. Janet Janet Nash streams, and I don't know how Oh, Janet Nash. That's a good story. I was streaming one night, and it was a Saturday night, and I could go back and find the stream, but it's probably been 4 or 5 years ago. And and Janet came in my room, and I said, "Hello, Janet Nash." I said, "Where are you from? Where's everybody from?" And she said, "London, England." And I go, "No way." And she said, "Yes." And she was on a holiday, and she was on a barge over on the rivers over there. They have bed and breakfasts, and they're on the barges. They rent them out like apartments, and that's what they do over there. And it so she was on a barge with her two sons, and they were just palling around Saturday night, watching movies and stuff. And she found me in the chat room, so I looked it up on Google Map or something. And yeah, Janet Nash is from London. She lives 15 minutes from London. Yes. Hmm. And and anyway, we've been friends ever since. And after I got started and talked to her and her sons, they said, "Mom, you ought to do that. You would enjoy that." And so she thought, "Well, maybe we'll see." So she was trying to get online and trying to fill out the paperwork and do everything you're supposed to click, everything you're supposed to click, and she could not get live. She didn't understand it, and it's much easier now than it was then. I'm sure of it, but I don't remember how long it took us to get online. But I said, and she was going to quit. She says, "Well, maybe it's just not for me." I said, "Oh, no, no, no." I said, "Janet, you can do this. You're just one click away. I know you're just one click away. You can do this." And she was. It wasn't just a few minutes. She got on, and her son helped her. And she says, "You're right, Beth. I was just one click away." And so we created a friendship ever since. And sometimes it's not my night to stream. Sometimes everything, a storm or whatever, comes up, and it's just not a good night for streaming. But we always muddle through and get through it somehow. And very rarely do I jump off early. I have jumped off early when things were going on, or if I've had company or something. So anyway, if anybody's interested in streaming, please give it a try. It doesn't cost you anything, and you do have to have a camera, but you can stream from your phone. And when my camera's not working or my hard drive's not working, well, I still get Wi-Fi on my phone and my iPad. So I take my iPad and put it, or my iPhone, and put it up here on a. I got a paint stick up here that I put it on, and get it where it won't fall. And I've streamed from my phone before, so it can be done. And because a lot of people take us into the stores and they take our phones, take your phone in, and we go shopping together. And that's always fun. And sometimes Janet will take her phone and take us to the park with us, and or we'll go downtown and take a walk, and she'll take her phone, and or on vacation, when we go on vacations, we take our phones with us so we can talk to you guys. So we're just really good friends. So that's just a lot of fun. But this here is a book. I've got lots and lots of books, and I think this is a flow book. Yeah, it's a flow book. And so I've got all kinds of paper, and there's foil. I don't know who sent this to me. And there's some coloring pages and scrapbooking papers. And this flow book is for you to go through and see if there's anything that you'd like to use today. Is there anything on there you'd like to use next time I need a bubble sheet, a bubble wrap to use in my as a prompt? You paint with it. and that's fun. And there's one in here. This looks like a Boy Scouts book, and an old magazine, and an old text page. The back of the jacket. It was a huge secret pocket, cleverly concealed, but not cleverly enough. A crackling of papers sounded, and the sour face split into a twisted smile. I got what I came for. Take it off. The voice was loud. Sometimes I have to read some of the texts when we get the text prints. I like to read the first paragraph. So anyway, there's some good things in here to play with, to art with, and to goof off with, and it's all held in with some string. You wrap the string around the base, and then you put papers underneath the string to hold it down. So somebody sent me this, and I have no idea who. I don't remember any of this uh, stuff. Uh, it doesn't look familiar to me. And magazines and all kinds of things to put in your. Oh, there's a piece of cardboard. I need to remember that when I need a piece of cardboard for one of Becca's prompts. Tracing paper. But anyway, I've got 100 books that I could show every day and share. But the flow books is just like the napkin flow books that I have, and it's got all napkins in it. And you get to go through your napkin book to play with. So I've got my chicken book over here. It's something that I do, and I've been working in it from now, now and then we get it out. And I've done other books in the past, and they're over on the bookshelf. And I found this napkin, and I think I put it in here again today. I found it today. That's okay. It could be in there twice. And so this is all chicken related. There's a chicken time card. hmm And some stamps and some news article. Happy Mail. And a lot of this was Happy Mail sent to me. Different things. And it's a Reader's Digest book, and I tear out every other page, or I usually tear out more than I tear out 2 pages, 2 to 1 a lot of times, and as you can see, it's getting fluffy, but a lot of this stuff I've got to put in and glue it down, and it'll be thinner when I get it finished. So there's just some different things in here I want to put in the book. And see, I did a rooster here. Actually, it's a female because it looks like a dress. So, but anyway, here's that napkin I found today, and I thought, well, I'll put it back in here again. So you take the back off of it, and then you can glue it down. So we'll glue it down. And I have a napkin book. We ought to go in there and do a napkin. I haven't worked in it for a while, but I've been working on Happy Mail all week, all day, so I kind of want to move on. Try to do something else for a change. So there's another rooster. And I can get rid of this part by using a wet brush. And it tears apart. like that. And I can put that back down in the gutter like that. And then this side, I could do the same thing with the wet brush, or I can reach it and I can just snip it off like that. So there's a rooster, and I found this checkers on my desk, and I thought, oh, I'm going to put that in here too, because it'll look cute. A picnic napkin. So we're just putting some stuff down. Like that. All right, I like that. So we'll just take that off, and you can use it in something else if you want. So we'll put that down. Joe's in the yard cutting grass. Can you all hear the lawnmower? Okay. That's wet, so I can't shut the book. I gotta find something to put on there, and I'm sure I can find me another chicken. Here's another chicken. I made that one. I used a dress from one of my doll books. This was a coloring book page. And this was a postcard from Juju. The cow's licking her ear from the window, and it says, "It seems like this country air is making you very affectionate, Joe." And it's the cow, it's not Joe. That's me and Joe. Juju sent it to me. And I've got some extra things back here, and I've got a jelly plate rooster that I can use, and I have used it already. And I was looking for another rooster, and people send me stuff. And after this book gets completely full, I will retire it and we'll do another book. And I think I'm going to do butterflies. I've got a lot of butterflies around here. So this book is chickens and anything chicken related, a little bit of farming, but mostly chickens. Like that. And I might be able to do some feathering. Like that. Do a little fussy cutting. So that'll go down. And I'm just passing time because I'm going to get off here, and Becca's going to be on. So I hope that you all go over and see Becca. And I'm going to sit here and uh, at least for a half hour and play the game and play the game. So this will dry, and I'll sit it over here to let it dry out of the way. And I'm going to get my prompt book out, this one here, and I'm going to do day 4 right here. So that's what I'm doing, and she will be gessoing her page. And so I think you guys are just talking to each other, and that's wonderful. So thanks everybody for coming on tonight and keeping me company. And Angel is here. Whoo! Becca's coming on next. So let's go over to her and at least give her a thumbs up. And she'll be drawing some prompts. So I'll see you. I'll see you in the chat room, guys. And this is just Thursday, so I'll be back on Saturday. Okay. So I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.